Happy Tuesday. I'm running a little late today, but that's a good thing because you guys get to see it's sort of sunset-ish out of my view. Oh, that guy with there's a guy down there makes me crazy with his he's cutting wood. He does it all the time. Saturday morning. I'd like to kill him. Not literally. Please don't arrest me, officer. Anyway, there's my view. It's Tuesday. It's time to vlog. I'm running late. I'm sorry. I know I'm usually up and online by now. Geez, I got wires here everywhere because I'm trying to get my laptop to work and it's letting me down, which sucks. I'm going to have to buy a new one, I guess, if I'm going to keep this up. So I did get a question from at Purple Fitness today, Charlie Wall. Hello again. She asked me to vlog my do not eat list, and I thought that would be a good subject for today. And I know I have to go through the pantry still, but I just feel like there isn't enough cool stuff in there to show you guys right now, so I'm going to go through it and be missing half my stuff, but I'll do it soon, I promise. Okay, so my do not eat list. As most of you may know already, I do eat very clean and pure. I've freaked myself out really well about a lot of foods, packaged foods, GMO foods, margarine, things like that, because I've educated myself about them, and now knowing what they can do to a human body just by ingesting them, and how they can change your molecular structure just by eating them, and having your body have to deal with digesting them and having to deal with living off those foods as nutrients, because they're not getting any real nutrients, scares the hell out of me. So I don't really eat pure and clean because I love it. I do like it. I don't love it. I'd love to eat pizza every day, and when I wasn't loving self, I did eat pizza every day. Man, I don't think I cooked it at all. I think I ordered Chinese food and pizza, and went out and got the Greek food down the streets, and like every single day I would eat out. So that's one of the other ways I gained all that weight. But anyway, so my do not eat list includes most packaged foods. There are a few brands of packaged foods I will eat. All of them are organically produced, use organic products, and don't use any GMO oils or anything like that. And if you guys don't know what GMO means, it means genetically modified. Genetically modified. I forget what the O stands for. I forget. Anyway, so on the subject of GMO, things like canola oil, I won't eat it. I know it's supposed to be healthy, but guess what? 50 years ago, it didn't exist. It's an oil that human beings crossbred a couple of plants and created it. So it didn't exist in nature until human beings got in the way and made it. So I don't think, unless it's found in nature and is intended to be in nature from the get-go, I don't want to put it in my body. I don't trust it. I don't trust what your body wants to do with that stuff when faced with that as its only choice for nutrients. So I don't eat GMO stuff. I don't eat canola oil. I don't eat most packaged foods. I don't eat deep fried food, mostly. Like I said the other night, I had French fries and beat myself up for it too. But deep fried food, I don't care what kind of oil they're using. I don't care if it's not trans fat. It's still really bad for you, and it's still really fattening, and it's still really bad oil. It's hydrogenated. You know, go ahead and kid yourself if you want, but I'm not gonna. Deep fried food's bad. I don't care what kind of oil it is. I don't eat soy. I don't eat soy of any kind because I don't want to take the chance. I've read a lot of things about soy. I know there's some vegetarians probably maybe there's no vegetarians watching me, who knows. But I know a lot of vegetarians use soy as one of their main protein sources, and it is a good protein source. It's just been overused by at least Western civilization to the point of processing it like mad, turning it into things like tofu. Soy oil is in almost every packaged food. You wouldn't believe it if you start reading ingredients lists the way I do. you won't buy mostly anything you touch. So soy apparently, from what I've read and understand, I'm not a nutritionist, but from what I've read and understand, soy has a lot of properties in it that mimic estrogen in our body. And as well as a lot of the plastic that leaches from our water bottles and our storage containers and stuff that we wind up ingesting by storing our food and putting our water in water bottles. It also has a lot of estrogenic properties to it, and that's one of the reasons that society is having problems with things like men who grow boobs, and girls who are hitting puberty so young. It's because there's so much stuff going into their bodies that mimics estrogen that they start to take on these qualities before their bodies are ready for it, or in the case of men with growing breasts, not ready for it at all. I think a lot of that can be solved by just getting your diet under control too and losing a little weight, men. But anyway, so I won't eat soy. I won't even eat the beans. I've heard that the beans are one of the more heavily sprayed with pesticides vegetations. I don't really know why that is. Maybe the bugs get at them easier, I'm not sure. But pesticides is another thing that has a lot of estrogenic qualities to it, so I try not to eat too much stuff with pesticides on it. So I do try to, I don't always buy organically, but for my produce, because it is quite expensive. But things like bananas and stuff with a big thick skin on them, I've heard that those aren't as bad to go ahead and get non-organic because it's hard for the pesticides to get through that big skin into the banana anyway. I don't know if that's true or not, because they are growing out of the dirt that's got pesticides in it too. But I would probably want to extend my no soy rule for organic soybeans only, not processed into anything, not turned into oil, not turned into tofu, not turned into whatever. I would be open to eating that, but I don't. I might. I wouldn't freak out if I did, but I just don't want to take the chance, too much estrogen. And estrogen is one of the things that, for me, my goal was to see my abs, right? So, which I've done. And I'm not sure if cutting out all the estrogenic property type foods had anything to do with that or not. But I've always had this fat pad on my belly, and now I don't. And I've only been at this, I don't know if you guys have put the math together yet, but I've only been at this craziness, this real craziness, since the beginning of October '07. So like 12 months, pardon me, 14 months, what's wrong with me? 14 months. So that's a pretty short time to have built up the muscles that you see in that picture that I showed you guys on my yesterday's blog. I'm shocked by that. I really am. I had no idea my back was so muscular. And now thinking about it as well, I actually attribute that to all the pull-ups I do, as well as the rows and deadlifts, but pull-ups for sure. So anyway, so that's soy. I've covered soy. Plastic water bottles I touched on. I went and got myself a couple of stainless steel water bottles because glass is no good for sports. Found them on the internet and used those for water. I try my best not to store in plastic, but man, there's just no way around it. It's just plastics everywhere. God. So I just kind of grin and bear a lot of it. I don't eat white flour. There's no reason for it. There's so many whole grain flours out there now and multi-grain flours and stuff like that. I mean, I don't really eat flour anyway. I don't bake. I don't even know how to bake. I'm not much of a cooker. I wish I could cook better. I'd probably have more tasty meals if I could, but I'm not very creative in that way with food. So my diet's pretty basic. But I don't eat baked food very often, only as a treat. I won't eat any kind of meat but organic meat anymore, or eggs. Steroid pumped, soy fed meat. They feed them soy. Well, what do you think? It comes out in their meat. So estrogen in the meat. So I won't eat anything but organic free range meat anymore. And eggs as well. Apparently, if animals are left out to eat what they're supposed to eat, grass and bugs and leaves and stuff, their meat actually becomes a bit more full of things like omega-3s, which we do need. And by mass producing the food, the meat, pumping them full of soy grain and making them stand in one place all day, and poor guys, I mean, what a life, that actually removes a lot of the nutrition from the meat. So what's the point of eating it? There's not enough nutrition in it to make our bodies happy. What's the point? So I don't eat that mass-produced meat anymore. I haven't purchased meat from Safeway in I don't know how long. I buy it all from places that provide organic. I don't eat pasteurized milk stuffs unless it's non-fat. Pasteurization also removes a lot of the a lot of the nutrients from milk in there. What they do is they cook it. They cook it to get germs and bugs and stuff out, but they also kill all the nutrients. So what's the point? So I will eat non-organic, non-fat milk products, mostly because there's not much pasteurization involved in that. And you know, I got to get my protein from somewhere. But mostly my milk products, like my cheese and stuff, I will get raw milk cheese from the organic store. So it tastes a little different. You get used to it. It still tastes cheddar. It still tastes like cheddar. You just got to adjust to the taste. So, and I still do eat cheese and stuff like that. It's just the raw milk kind now. If I wound up eating some pasteurized cheese, I'm not going to flip out. Big deal, you know. Got to have your cheat nights too, right? Coffee, I don't make coffee a habit, but I do have coffee and I don't freak out about it. I don't think coffee is a good thing to have as a habit. I think it's mostly pretty bad for your body. It's really hard for your body to process. But it's a good metabolism booster once in a while, so I might drink it maybe once a week or once, sometimes as far apart as once a month. And I only put skim milk in it. I actually don't like the taste of cream in my coffee. It's too greasy on my tongue. So, you know, if I'm having a cheat night or a cheat brunch or whatever, and I'm eating eggs Benny and everything bad for me, then I ask for skim milk for my coffee. The waitress always looks at me like, whatever. But they don't understand. It's just a taste preference for me. So that's kind of my do not eat list off the top of my computer list there that I've been working on all day trying to remember. There might be other stuff. If so, I'll add it, intersperse it in my other shows. But that's it. Now I'm going to go downstairs and be a complete hypocrite because I think you guys on Twitter saw me complaining earlier that Shaw Cable's here and they're going to give free pizza and Starbucks, Domino's Pizza, Starbucks coffee, and Tim Hortons donuts and try and get us to buy more of their products to hook up to our TV and buy digital cable and all that stuff. So I'm going to go downstairs and eat a couple pieces of pizza with not raw milk cheese on them, made with white flour, and I might even eat a donut, which guess what? Those are deep fried. Anybody who thinks donuts aren't deep fried, they're deep fried. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I might even eat a donut. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I went running today. I did a good run. It felt great. My hamstrings are feeling better. I'm really relieved about that. So, and then I'm going to counteract the whole thing with a really stiff shot of coffee. And that'll do it. Whatever. I work hard, right? I deserve it. But that's pretty few and far between to have. I might not even eat anything. I might go downstairs and just decide that forget it, black. So you'll have to wait until tomorrow to find out if I did. Anyway, I'm sure this show is hugely long now, so I'm sorry I yacked away for as long as I did. But we'll see you tomorrow. Have a great Tuesday night. And this week for me is shaping up to be pretty awesome. So I hope yours is too. Take care.